Premo ato Ghana man adeshaman momo bibiara aha Ziba ewiabe prime trobe Kasebo wo big family radio kasa efrido Embrona so de ensam awodra yensa kan na ya aboabo no mezebo som de enwe ewiabe Abusua kase Akan Kasebo yedi fiyen main studio de blogono upper class school junction ewo ena ensami yedi fi ayede somo ende ewiabe ejuma kubi adaro man wo bo mechidom ensam no mad edano ende ewiabe big family multimedia institute BFM store trustees network group and so Center for Trade and Wobo Mechidom and Davia Bream. Kasebo nuzo odumu akotin ebi any day. And Baba will be akoko via sika kwakwo sikebi kanwa. Asemi esi ewo chifu praswa mede ninchemu mede babro. Damara so eno omampanyin mahama otuno kwan no wasan yebodu Ghana na Yera Felix ofosukwachi wakasa fun edinchemu bro waboto gwade Ghana ye shade ekobia yede no dubotu mewel amayen nenti impemfud wan sa chantase apam biasa Yera kills a lot of person wabohen ho amanza no so yede bosumo Kasebo yimu Yera Frank anodompre one mame emefa wanta we beef ni mu ayed na pa we de kopu mo manga na mbehye ebadwum fia Abusua eka ho me ho a mede bi beka ho amo na yede asomo Kasebo yimu Akan Kenya watamanka ende ewiabere ezin a mejedo aranyen eyat kabana dodona from meja atakoko school time was porcupine. Afe Jibrei na memfa ensamano nenchemu memfa emo woka say free no na catch you streaming live on Facebook or BFM network ABK TV Ghana ewe na yanam live ewa ensamano orutwa odirgu wo ho afe ensamano nenchemu onyin Ghana man pahin Yera Yohani Dramani Mahama wekopemu ewa amanone na nyina eye ebibi mantem ha no dwumedi bi krodo eho na man pahin Mahama okopemu wo Kenyan eho ena de medmedi no krodo na okashemu no okre no na chede abobo ensam kotin en wodi fa ye ne ebibi mantem ho o man pahin Mahama abebo Draman Ghana obodiri no Yera oye Felix Ofosu kwache ono one ensam chofu akasa eno nsam ahodo odi ato nsam chofu enyem na akasa eno jemde ampa omampa ne kufado biot omampanyin Mahama biot day eno okrai na okrai no aba emunchemu ni.
The president just returned home from Tanzania, which was the last leg of a 3-nation tour. The tour began with a brief stopover in Angola, where President Mahama engaged his Angolan counterparts, held some bilateral discussions which revolved around ways that could be explored to deepen the already very healthy ties between Ghana and Angola and explore areas of mutual cooperation for the economic benefits of both nations. It was a brief visit, just a couple of hours. After that, His Excellency headed for Kenya, where he was invited by the President of Kenya, who is a champion of the reforms, institutional reforms of the African Union. So an event, which is the extended bureau meeting of the African Union institutional reform was convened, at which His Excellency President Mahama underscored the need for deep-seated reforms in the way that the African Union operates and carries out its mandate, so that the benefits of Pan-Africanism and regional integration can be better felt by the hundreds of millions of people living on the African continent. continent. It was a very fruitful event, and every indication is that following on from that meeting, more progress will be made in terms of the far-reaching reforms that need to be carried out, in the African Union for the benefit of all.
Abusua na yewra fele sofosukwache enetini culture chemu no chede omampanyin mahama ofi Kenya okopemu Tanzania okwangola ne nkroe ba sen wono koye pa okedi ni juma yen freedom nsem ne yen kwansam fufuru swafo shoman Ghana yene sika ho ensam do onimiafo Kezalato Forson ono enorokase na onensam twofo ehia ena ozo nsam ahodo atwo nyim no akase no chim dem Ghana eka obi sensen no kwamu pa enti yenam we ye hwede de me eka wiye oye abrochi dollars no billion no ebie na chipo edwowotwe esia 2.86 billion US dollars ena ye hwenyim de mpanyinfui obohwe da chen enti wone official creditors funu hie en wono ndi abobo na answer no what one say nti ase apama se metre memorandum of understanding and what one say say enti yere Kezalato Forson on some twofo akasa wa chacha nsemu achrewan
IMF program that had a comprehensive debt restructuring as a conditionality. This became necessary because our debt at the time was unsustainable and there was the need for Ghana to meet debt sustainability threshold for low-income countries, sometimes known as the Lake DSA. The thresholds were: A, reduce debt to GDP ratio to below 55% by the year 2028 in present value terms. B, to reduce the external debt service to revenue ratio to below 18% from 2028 onwards. And C, to ensure that no external financing gap exists during the IMF program period. One of the key elements of the debt restructuring was the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding by the Official Creditors Committee for Ghana. The former Minister of Finance, the Honorable Mohamed Amin Adam, commenced the process for the signing of the MOU by individual members of the Official Creditors Committee in June 2024. I'm pleased to announce that following His Excellency the President's directive, we have made significant progress in Ghana's external debt restructuring. On the 17th of January 2025, I, in my capacity as Minister of Finance designate, met with Ghana's advisors and the technical team of the Ministry of Finance to discuss the state of affairs, create a timeline, and outline action plan for implementation. Since then, the Ministry of Finance team have worked tirelessly to advance the President directive. Ladies and gentlemen, today marks a significant milestone from the team, and we are pleased to inform all Ghanaians that the Memorandum of Understanding, reached with the Official Creditors Committee last June, has now been fully signed by all 25 participating creditors countries. The signing of the MOU simply means that there is 2.8 billion.
Abusua yatwa ensam no do. Na oye oswafo ahwene ekwa won nsam do we kopuemu ewo na sonye wo na yewo enwoma wodo bebrebe orokodo wo a ontwe ye kura enti one watu nsa afre oye operation recover all loot edwuma abejoku no metre ora committee no watu nsa afon na wombra na wombrem na wombe won mboy
are asking them to evacuate to where? And so it's an issue that we are going to take it up seriously with the Ministry of Lands. This is for agricultural purposes. And until the area that is being prepared for you is done, nobody is moving an inch. This is
Abusua enti ono enyen yatwa ensap no do. Chiamenyin awo man Ghana embrashe bedwumufi akasa. Na nensamo orekanin na nye day. Yawo embrashe bedwumufu awo ifewo bia enwo no ebe ne galamsey ya we bi pa ose mbrehye bi mu funo onyimpa de dodo na hye sumaze ene wo to galamsey wa from kwofum wo to galamsey wo man Ghana ha na abra yewra Alban Baggins so man Kingsford one ne abedwo kwanado one mbrehye bi mfo kasa na ochemu den senyim da ye mbrehye bedwumi ni bi na sa galamsey idzi hu dwuma pia ono ya krado eturu buba no loba no ye rede wo so bechichi bi osande wa ye krado wo ba bokọ etie galamsey wo man Ghana ha eni say ye mbrehye bedwumi ni bi na wo fie ha na sa galamsey ye bia na ono ma won sad ma yen show peja won sama yen show hands up, raise up your hands, lift up your hands ni na no bia nwoma no nsado na wa ye ene dade na onya asam kakaba e wo man Ghana mbrehye bedwumi fie yentie bi.
You must be prepared as a house to bite the bullets. We must lead and show the way. And please, if I get any information that any of you is involved in galamsey, we will start taking the necessary action from the house. Please, if you know them, submit their particulars to me. To be a member of parliament is not an easy thing. Just to be left to a subcommittee to determine your fate. I resisted it. Today, if we go by what those who are pushing it through, if we are gone by it, as we sit here, my colleagues in the minority who are imperiled, at any time that the majority wanted any of you to vacate the seat, they would have gotten that decision taken by that committee. Because it will not come back to the House. It's referred to the committee. The majority of the members in that committee will be the majority caucus on the right side. They will go and take the decision there that you have vacated your seat because you've been absent with the permission of the speaker for 15 days. And people were trying to convince me that that was the right interpretation of the law. How many of you will have been left now? Your leaders kept on insisting on this floor that that was the right interpretation of the Constitution. Even though I drew their attention to the dangers involved, they were blinded because they were in the majority. I'm sure now they will see the wisdom of that decision. Many people criticized me and I stood my ground. And I'm sure I've been vindicated. So sometimes when I take time to pontificate, as some people refer to it, please, it's good for you to listen. Because where I am now, I can sit down and see 100 kilometers. Even if you climb the Iroko tree, you will see what I will see.
Abusua ATA ayo chame na wo man Ghana mbrehye bedwum fie na ete ne nka no wo mbrehye bedwum fie ware biem Yewura Frank Anodompre ono ye mbrehye bedwum nizem adehia wo nsawom adregir abatom pesheto ne kokko apaya onye asam kaba na ne yinan de oye mame emmefa head castle ono onana bobodo ewo abra wototo pen bi na no ewo mangana mbeche bedwum fie wo wie ne pe mame se ha awona Anodompre no bra ha ena onu sman zore be wa wo jaje fa de sha wo ho ena ono de mame emmefa de otwa no da ma Anodompre otwa no da ma Anodompre atem de difita yi oh other man left and right, front and back, north, east, northwest in Yada. Other man. No, Ena onomodo Emma Yevra, Anodompre kas no chemude. Mami, hey, I want you ning bazi nwa. Hey, ning bazi nwa. Ame be hina yesa na ube ya. On wan fan wan chan. Okay, to mamonto, kama manka. why come and keep your member Akan no so aka afedi oda asam ne kope wo man Ghana and Russia bedwumfie e na ochim de atama man ye no na nwange ho into da asam na akoda ne chiamehi na wo man Ghana and Russia bedwumfie.
Belabor the point. This morning we were on our usual duty on the appointment committee. There was some disagreement amongst us, so the respected first deputy suspended sitting and we engaged. When we came back, minds were not meeting, so we suggested humbly to the first deputy that we should further take a break. In the face of the disagreement, I felt I should reach out to my friend and tell him that it's not personal, it's not about him, but it's just a normal disagreement with parliamentarians, so he shouldn't worry. This matter will be dealt with. I approached him only to have a rude shock of my life. And colleagues, we need to take these matters in good stride. We are all MPs. And what has happened to me today can happen to any of you. A lady I have never met in my life, only later to be told she's called Victoria MFA Hardcastle, who is the acting chief executive officer for the Petroleum Commission. Speaker, I didn't say a word to her. I didn't provoke her in any way. Suddenly insults were being held at me. Silly, stupid, useless. At a point, I thought they were referring to somebody. I turned to the greatest of respect. I felt very abused. And there I felt, how can a man be killed in his own backyard? Speaker, I want to put this on record, that even though she passed by to render a certain lame apology, it is totally unacceptable. People think they can subject Parliament and turn Parliament into a punching bag. This is unfortunate.
Mr. Speaker, as I listen to him, we only can appeal to him that we share what the Honourable Member for Damango said, that this House must stand united, indeed unanimous, in condemning the conduct.
Abusua enti yewra oye anodom bre enetenenka no olidini ayodi odre champion for them. Arsenal time watan waka seminala no. Wan country and chama mino. Moti yan de mami so silly stupid attempting the man be pa. Or the man left and right. Afe will be a baby ada. Mami ye chano kude waba obopocho. Us they be. The metro paid me into. I then a woman mass of bedroom. Now, Bukuma Wapamucho, on a dungeon to Muda. Eti on that you know, and Evra Harned drew so sorry no cousin or chim with them. As some madam and one the shepherd, you mean all kind. On the yard, Juniper, there way in a won't come when your woman shepherd you move your wall. O son then. Baby, them to me, sir. Way in a word to my sir, I have caught no water when you nature. Enti oda wo yekor ewo mehye mu fie ehom yetwa ensam do na yede amom yekopo mu ewo frante ewo asante mantomu na ahenfo ena resho won no workers wo chem dem fulanefo waye waji kro na agbodo waye waja tado pampin enti wodo frɛ kwame mpanyifo de wontwe wenwa na wo mbɔhwewan
me tu na mo to maka na sisi ameka sei baby am gine so ohwe machi ho a obiafo no man de saa ne nipa ne na atwa emoa no na awe ne saa ntiafo wura no waboka banche bayere katie beans ene mo na de ha adwene se banche no omo ba no mo na tuom atwitwam agu amamoa no awe oba yere so on beto se apata na omo dwiri na moa na awe beans oba no de sikran wom na wadwiri na moa na awe yeso fa okuru mu a say mo say we nyina ka cashew ne de bebo ye ho bra so cashew no be ko na mo na be fase na de wase nyina o mo de ko de wo fu wura no e betime di na otwe na unya ba kokora mfa na ho owi a na ofi se esere da no na otweja atu no a hyesere no nti o mo mfu bi wo ha no fu 10 acres cashew na hye e bi de 5 acres e bi de 20 acres ye be sere wura mampanyin ni mani dane nyina hyedase Francis so ka ho bi say in food ko mo de fa so han ayro ho enna ye de hwe ye ma ene abusu nyina no ye yere no so say de ye nya bi fa nya hwe ye ka na to mo manfo enu nti na me say enough is enough ayi ye say we am pan say omra mu na Francis ko bia na ye ho to ye na ntwi o magye ye kuro na fa no on kasa mu enya sa da ne obeta sa positive achi nyina agum
enu achi youth Abusua enti ano no asamanyen yetwa ensam no do na yete amom na ehye zoro kodo o manga na imfa abusua ayo ya asefimo embofro me bie ne bi ena okopuemu ewo shop bi ewo tufu praso na shop ro no so na okota do so okwa no je no shop wo de ma won abusua obe na mofo bie wa ne nyadoa Niska koko wewia Ghana cedis no mpemeduanan 40,000 Ghana cedis it is kind of 400 milo ena wewia ena woze gwan yente amaneba ofi ho obey
ewia anasa no ewia bra na abo duba ko ede kobo edumienu emu honum ena abranti ya wono oto good anaso di ka so huja ewo fufu praso eye ozo seto e dance ene so hope ene se otonton ne niam ya na ni nyina ne se e ma ya mienu e ma ya yi osusu se ba bu fi awadi no eye edu enu ena ba ko so fi awadi no osusu se eye enwotwe na 8 years na fe 15 years na omo ebura abranti eye bwatin ni shop a ototo good no na bro mwura wono na branti en woni ho wapie a okwa akoto aduane na emaya ne bowura ho mu so woni wono e na sese eye de wani yuso wanya visia edunu mu no abranti ne drawer e wo ho set ni table isi wa sese o drop road na o ti sika no e di ka de to drawer ma sa na o kofi asa no de bi bag mu abaya ne yuso wani vie edunu mu no e twen drawer no na oyi buwa bi e wo a na e ti sika e wo e wo de ma de ni na ketfa na wo kana ho a ono so so wanya fisia e wotwe no e ho no mu pie etu mu pie no anje bia no mu kohia aye abranti ototo gobi e wo ekwa ni wo pe e na obuso no ko he e na ma ye beka so ye ko wechi na ye ko na kuku ni ho na ye pe ade bi e fe no med sa med yo mo ye gobi mo ma do mo ni pa ms o mo se be e no mo di chi gobi no e na bo ati san so de o mo ba mi shop ho no ebe yi med yi ena wode ma wo mo enti be do hiri mi enu ati e obi ba ye se oba be to di good na wa di good na wi no kwa ko twen rowa no isi kan no de apia di oba be to good nika o ko twen rowa no a ni sika edemu a wo tre se e 41,000 Ghana cedis sika ni na e ko pedi ho eno mo ko yi CCTV camera na o mo ko hwe mu se sa ma ya yi a e ko ati isi a wo mo kwan na no wa o mo so mo permit eni to wo mo ba ni shop wo be email ima wo mo se ma ya no ne ba so ko ha o mo abetam sika twidi di enti se ne sika ngo enye 41,000 messages ngo no mo tamu ye o mo tro no san so se sa good bia o mo enim ni duduo e san so e de ka ho e de ko ya CCTV camera di etimi atema ayi na nso so onwemu no e bra ye ne o manfo a o mo ko man temo twetwe ngo no mo te se o mu ni ma ya no tufu ka so kuru o mu ti tufu ka so kuru mo na so mo ye ho eno ngo do ni tire tufu ka so kuru mo ma abranti shop eno mo be di sai na bra se mi no ka sai enya de sai asodi fo ensa ka enkola mu bia eye ma ya mi wi a isu se ba kwani yesu no ba ko so nya bi sia fi na dia sai asodi fo ensa aka mu bia stela no tu ba de police command ko ni abre pa eye juhemu.
You are listening to Big Family Radio. Big Family Radio. Obiase eye.
Enti Abusua eyi aye amaneba ofri ififini mantom tufu praso and from 15 years na 8 years we could your gold wasn't sure you 41,000 Ghana cedis was the Akan ne afraba the mabri and the mistake edria as you shop ide and on chebiano did a for bullion van na de kawone edu banks and e ku wia adze eyi watch one my me on baka de we minus enti mo wan de asotwa mo wan mo na asotwa no mu yedru enka afraba de echinde ya asotwa ne da man ebusia ha na mbe na be makwan mamaze ebusia kase akan kase bono meze ebesi amo aseda enkoma Big Family Multimedia Institute, BFM Store Trustees Network Group, and AFA Center for Trade, and Wobo Mechidom, and the Eviabri Mamazan Sam Ahuduno, Mazeba Bosumo. As then come. When our boy Wataichi Emma Medinia Nakasia Boy Kodo Oye Akusia Adepa and Abanapa Pepi we na bomechi dom Mamade Kasia Beba Badomo or King Kenya Musma Boss Domono is in a major do Aranyan Ejat Kabana Dodona from Ejat Akoko school time was po Q Pine. Mima way na mo any tea and the sha adeshi makrawan.
You are